What's up, guys? We're just about to start a 3-day trek from Sapa to some of the surrounding villages down the valley. And in this video, we're going to show you our experience, as well as give you some really useful travel tips to help your trip. So hope you enjoy it. Sapa is a charming mountain town located in northwestern Vietnam. It's a popular trekking destination, with trails leading down to the Mung Hoa Valley and to the summit of Vietnam's tallest peak. We opted for a 3-day hike into the valley, offering a unique blend of stunning mountain landscapes, rich ethnic culture, and beautiful rice terraces. In this video, we share our entire hiking experience in Sapa so you know what to expect. We booked our trek with Sapa Sisters, a company entirely owned and run by ethnic Hmong women. This was not a sponsored experience, and at the end of the video, we'll give our honest review together with some travel tips for the area. Now let's dive in. We are Zach and Ina. We make helpful videos about destinations around the world so you can easily plan your own adventures. On day 1, we hiked for about 13.2 kilometers or 8.2 miles. The total hiking time was around 5 hours. In the morning, we met our guide at the Sapa Sisters office. She showed us a map of the possible routes, and we discussed the difficulty and our expectations of the trek. Shortly after, we started our 3-day journey. From the town of Sapa, we hiked down into the valley. We were soon treated to breathtaking vistas of terraced rice paddies and many mountain peaks. We even got a glimpse of Mount Fansipan, which soars at an elevation of 3,147 meters or 10,324 feet. The trail was steep in some parts, but also quiet, as we didn't encounter any other hikers. We ventured off the usual road so we could discover some small villages in the valley.
The whole trail here just winds through these rice terraces, so it would be really impossible to do this on your own because you have no idea where the path really is.
After climbing up and down multiple hills and taking in incredible views from a small rest stop, we made it to the cute town of Lao Chai. Here, we took a break from our walk and had lunch in a local restaurant by the river. The town of Lao Chai is primarily inhabited by the Black Hmong ethnic minority. Our guide Sue explained about their distinctive traditions and customs while we explored the town. We really admired the exquisite craftsmanship of their traditional clothing. Afterwards, we continued to Tat Van village. The trail took us through narrow streets, with local houses and rice paddies. The afternoon section of the walk was a lot shorter, and before we knew it, we arrived at our homestay for the night. This homestay was run by a Zai family who prepared their house to accommodate for us. We slept on the second floor, and the host cooked dinner, which was delicious. We all ate together and learned more about the local customs.
Ok, một, hai, ba, vô, hai, ba, vô, hai, ba, whoa.
The homestay also had a hot shower, Western standard toilets, and a mosquito net over the bed. It was not only authentic, but also a clean and safe experience. While day 2 was a little bit longer in distance compared to the first day, we trekked for about the same amount of time. The hike was 14.4 kilometers or 8.9 miles. In the morning, we were treated with a delicious breakfast before heading out. Even though we were the only ones in the homestay, the town itself does have quite some overnight tourists. This was also noticeable on the first part of the hike, as the trail was busy during the morning. We hiked along a scenic part of town before entering a bamboo forest. The hike through the forest was steep, but also beautiful. Once we exited the bamboo, the views started to open up. From here, we continued to a refreshing waterfall. For us, the water was a little cold, so we decided not to swim. But on a hot summer day, we can imagine how rejuvenating the water can be. From the waterfall, we hiked down into the valley once again, where we encountered many rice fields and water buffaloes. At the bottom of the valley, there was a large dam, and we crossed it to get to the other side. Some parts were steep and tricky, and having good balance makes it easier. After finally getting to the main road, we made it to Supan village for a well-deserved lunch. This village felt larger in size, but more off the beaten path. That's because the popular 2-day trek doesn't come all the way here. After lunch, we still had another 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles to go, with an elevation loss of about 500 meters or 1,640 feet. We winded through small villages and rice paddies, with scenic views of the reservoir down below. It was a peaceful time, and we enjoyed talking to Sue about her experience as a trekking guide in the area.
Hello, my name is Sue. My job is being trekking guide. I work in Sapa Sister, and I really like my job because we are here. We don't have very much job for us local people. It's like more your farm for living here. We see a lot of foreigners. They're really like smiling. They sharing their story, and you sharing your story around in Vietnam. I think in my experience, if you do more trekking in the valley, you see more different tribes. Because in Sapa, we are like 6 tribes live here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Finally, we arrived in Ban Ho, inhabited by many different ethnic groups. We stayed overnight in a local Red Zao homestay. Just like the first night, the host cooked a delicious homemade meal, which we enjoyed together with our guides and a few other hikers. In this house, we even had our own private bedroom. The last day was the shortest and easiest hike of the 3. We trekked for about 7.1 kilometers or 4.4 miles, and were moving on the trail for about 2.5 hours total. We woke up early to beat the heat of the day. As this town is located at a lower elevation in the valley, it's significantly warmer and more humid than Sapa. That's why it's crucial to start hiking early in the day. As we headed out of Ban Ho, we set off to another Red Zao village. In addition to observing the local life, we also enjoyed more scenic views of the valley. After exploring the villages and the paths in between, it was time to trek back to Ban Ho. Before making our way to the end destination in Sapa, there was a local lunch planned at the homestay. We had booked this as an add-on service to our trek. Together with our guide, we cooked spring rolls and vegetables. She explained how to make them, which was a fun and educational experience for us.
So now we should go back. She's making good spring roll for you.
Afterwards, we were able to indulge in the delicious food. Then, we said goodbye to the local family and were transported back to Sapa. Now, we'll give an honest review of our 3-day trek. The breathtaking scenery, encounters with vibrant hill tribes, and tranquil atmosphere definitely made for an authentic and rewarding experience. Throughout the trek, our knowledgeable guide provided us with an in-depth understanding of the various hill tribes that call this area home. Their distinct cultures, languages, and customs came alive through tales and interactions, enhancing our appreciation for the diversity of Sapa. We also really enjoyed dining with our host and guide in the homestays. However, it's important to note that comfort levels at the homestays may not meet typical Western standards, particularly in terms of bedding arrangements. Those who are used to getting a perfect night's sleep may find themselves slightly out of their comfort zone. Nevertheless, this is a small sacrifice to make for the authentic experience and cultural exchange that are offered by the homestays. Also, the second day of our trek proved to be busier, especially during our visit to the waterfall. The large number of tourists momentarily disturbed the peaceful ambiance, but did not take away from the overall enjoyment of the trek. Our tour was private, so we went at our own pace anyways. Furthermore, you should be prepared for potentially muddy and slippery trails, depending on the prevailing weather conditions or the season. The uneven terrain can present challenges, particularly for less experienced hikers. Wearing proper trekking shoes and using walking sticks will ensure a safer and more enjoyable journey. Considering the breathtaking scenery and cultural immersion, it's worth mentioning that the first 2 days of the trek are the most beautiful. If you have time constraints, you may prefer a 2-day tour, as it still encompasses the most picturesque aspects of the region. Now, we'll share a few travel tips for your journey. In terms of what to bring, you should pack a smaller backpack with a change of clothes and personal necessities. Also, while water can be purchased along the way, it's recommended to bring some with you if you're taking the less touristy trail. All homestays provide mosquito nets, towels, and bed sheets. However, it's advisable to bring mosquito repellent, extra toilet paper, sunblock, a warm sweater for the evening, comfortable shoes with good grip, a rain jacket, hiking poles, and a flashlight. You should wear warm, moisture-wicking clothes and layer up to stay dry and comfortable. You can leave your larger suitcase or backpack at the office. In terms of what's included with the 3-day trek, you get a private Sapa Sisters guide who will accompany you, 3 lunches at restaurants or homestays, along with 2 dinners and 2 breakfasts at homestays, 2 nights in different homestays, the entrance fee to the valley, and transportation back to Sapa. One crucial thing for your trip is picking the right time to go. The best time to go hiking in Sapa is typically between March and May, or between late September to November. During these months, the trails will be drier and easier to climb. You'll also have the best views from the mountain peaks and rice terraces with clear skies. We visited at the end of November, and we're pretty lucky with the weather. It was colder during the night, but the days were sunny and clear. During the winter months, there are usually more periods of light rain and heavy fog. Book your trip in advance, but not too far ahead. This allows flexibility to change plans if the weather is unfavorable. Finally, we added a link to the Sapa Sisters website in the description below the video, in case you want to do a similar trek to the one that we did. If you're planning your Vietnam trip, we recommend keeping things organized with our interactive travel planner. Find a discount code in the description below the video. We also included important links that you'll need for your Sapa trek in the description. We'll catch you on the next adventure.